Hi everyone, welcome to another video. I want to start this video off by first of all thanking everyone who's here because I hit 800 subscribers today and that's a lot to me personally. So if you are subscribed to this channel and if you listen to me talk about all sorts of things, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate that you're here. I'm just a girl making videos, talking to a camera alone, and it's nice to know that people actually are watching the videos and maybe care about what I have to say. So I just wanted to say that, get that out of the way. Thank you for 800. I just wrapped up my work day and my husband is taking my son after school to his parents. So I have some time to myself, which is rare, but very nice and very needed. And I wanted to sit down and talk about something that's kind of been at the forefront of my mind recently, a lot since I've had my son, but especially lately. So my son, he is going to be 3 in a few months. I'm gonna pop up a picture of him right here. Love him, he's super cute. But one thing that, well, I should start by saying this is gonna be a little bit vulnerable, so be nice. One thing that has kind of really been on my mind lately is how, for me personally, being a mom isn't enough. And what I mean by that is I feel like I have friends and colleagues, and I see people on social media where being a mom is their life and is their personality. And that is so great for those people. And I totally get the women who, being a mom really is their passion and is their life and is their identity, and they are so good at it and it fills their cup and then some. But for me, if I'm being really honest with myself and with all of you on the internet, being a mom has never been enough for me, in that it's not something that leaves my cup overflowing and full to the brim in and of itself. I love being a mom. I love my son more than anything, but it's not the end all be all for me. It's not my sole purpose on this planet, and it's not my life. I think there are other moms and women out there like me who feel this way, but we can't talk about it because there's almost like this fear of being perceived as a bad mom if being a mom isn't the planet which you orbit around. And I just want to kind of like share my thoughts on it and how I'm feeling, because I guarantee you, if I'm feeling this way, there are other moms and women out there who are feeling this way. Once you have a kid, what tends to happen is you tend to make other mom friends. And I've made a few mom friends in our area just through like Facebook groups and play groups and all this stuff. And I love my mom friends. I think they're the best. They have helped me through some really tough times when my son was a baby and all that. But one thing that's been really challenging for me is that I feel like I'm the odd one out of the moms I know, because I don't consider being a mom to be my identity, and I don't base my whole world around being a mom, and it's not something that I let fully consume my life. I work full time. I have a career, and that's really important to me. And that's something that I knew like before I got pregnant, that like when I have this baby, I'm not going to sacrifice my career, because my career is something that is really important to me, and I want to be successful and I want to have an existence as a professional adult in the world outside of being a mom. What's hard is that a lot of my mom friends are predominantly stay-at-home moms. So it's really hard to feel like what I'm doing is right for me or is the right thing when the people around me are full-time stay-at-home moms and their whole worlds are dedicated to their kids, and they just want to schedule play dates on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. and it's like, I have to work. And I guess I just feel alone sometimes being a full-time working mom. And I feel like, I guess maybe a little bit of shame around it, because I feel like I'm a bad mom because I'm not sacrificing my career and my days to be at home with my child, when the reality is, I love working, and working is something that brings me a lot of joy, and I enjoy being challenged and having an identity outside of my house and being a mom. But I also need to work because financially that's just my family situation. Like, I am someone who needs to bring income in for my family, and that's just the reality of it. So I think for me, it's hard sometimes to connect with other moms fully because I feel like we are existing in completely different universes where my days aren't just open and I can't go to playgroups and go to the library and do all these things during the week because I'm working. And I think stay-at-home moms, like, I admire them so much because that is a really hard job in and of itself. So I have so much respect for women who stay at home to take care of their kids. I don't want it to come across as otherwise because I do. Like, staying at home and being the full-time stay-at-home parent is a lot of work. And I knew as soon as I had my son, it was not going to be for me. I remember my maternity leave being bored and feeling unfulfilled and feeling like, I remember I got in trouble for emailing HR while I was on maternity leave being like, can I come back early? Like, I'm so bored. Like, can I come back early? I just wanted to open a discussion, or I guess maybe just come to terms with it myself, that while I love being a mom and while that's a big part of my life, and while I love my son more than anything, it's not enough for me. Like, I want more out of my life than to just be someone's mom or to just be even someone's wife. I feel like, and I don't want this to come across, I guess I've never really said this out loud, but I was journaling about it yesterday. And I don't want this to sound egotistical or weird, but this is just my thoughts and I'm just going to let them flow. I've always felt from a very young age that I was destined for something big. And I don't know what big is. I don't know what big looks like. I don't know what big feels like, but I felt like I was going to be someone important in this world. And I was going to make an impact, and I was going to do something and leave a legacy and be remembered. And I guess as I've gotten older, I've tried to, I don't know if gaslight's the right word, but I guess gaslight myself into believing that now that I'm a mom and I'm 30 and I'm married and I'm settled down, that that's no longer a reality and that's not something that can happen because this is the path I've chosen. And at the end of the day, when I'm lying awake in bed at night and I have my career and I have my husband and I have my beautiful, healthy, happy son, there's still this like empty achiness inside of me that's yearning for more. And it's hard to grapple with that and accept it because sometimes I feel like, am I being greedy? Like, I should be happy and I should be fulfilled with everything I have. So why am I still clinging on to this need that there's more out there for me and that the world has more for me and I'm going to do more? Like, what more can I do? I'm working full time. I'm being a mom. I'm being a wife. I'm cleaning my house myself because I can't afford a cleaning lady. Like what more can one person do? But I have this like yearning to put myself out there and be someone and create something that's going to help people. And sometimes I feel like I was messaging with a friend on Instagram yesterday, and I asked them, I was like, do you ever just feel like your life is sort of meaningless and you're just kind of going through the motions and checking the boxes every day and you're living life, but like your life has no real meaning, like feet on the ground, sinking into the earth, like meaning? And they were like, yeah, I feel like that all the time. So I know other people feel this way, but it's just hard when you know you have more in you and you know I just feel like my mom's calling me. There's something inside me that is on like the precipice of being awakened. And when it awakens, it's going to explode and my life's going to change. And I'm not expecting that to happen, but I just feel it. And I felt that way my whole life. And I don't think it's too late for that to happen. I'm 30. I have a lot of life left, God willing. Like, and I'm trying to tell myself, like, there are a lot of things still possible for me, and I can still have my career and have my family and be a freaking amazing mom to my son while also exploring this part of me that is yearning for more. I don't know if any of this is literally making sense. I'm just letting my thoughts flow openly, and I probably should be doing this with a therapist and not in front of a camera to post on the internet to strangers, but I feel like there's something I don't want to sound egotistical because I'm not. I feel like I'm special, and I feel like I was put on this planet to do more than what I'm currently doing. So yes, I'm yearning for more. And yes, there's this fire inside of me that is lit, and it's burning, and it's thinking, and it's creating, and it's burning up inside me. And I just need to figure out what to do with it and how I'm going to manifest it into the world to be something, and how I can be something more in the world than just, a mom in Massachusetts who's working in sales, who is married and has, a house. Like, I feel like I've never been the kind of person where like a normal life would maybe be enough for me. And I think I've known that deep down, but I still want normal life things. I still wanted, to have a husband, and I wanted to get married, and I wanted to have a baby, and I wanted to have a house that I could call my own and own. And I think that's okay, but I guess I'm just grappling with how can I have everything I want and desire in life, all in the same world. It's kind of where I'm at. And like, if you are a mom and you feel at all this way, please comment below, because it's hard feeling like you're alone when you're feeling this way, because the feelings can be confusing and shameful. And I think there shouldn't be shame around me or any mother saying like, I am a mom, but being a mom isn't my identity and isn't completely who I am. So yeah, I think that should be something that's accepted. Like, this isn't the 1950s. Women can do a lot of things, and we can be whoever we want to be. I think I just need to convince myself of that too. Another thing I kind of wanted to touch on while I'm opening up to you guys is I personally find friendships really hard. I'm someone where I've struggled my whole life to maintain long-term friendships. And I think what it comes down to is a few things. I'm an extroverted introvert, so I can turn it on and be bubbly. Like, anyone who knows me in work and in life would be like, Marissa, she's so loud. Her personality is so like erratic and crazy, and she's very outgoing. But like, that being that way when I am out in the world does drain me, and I crave alone time. So it's like, when I'm working full time all week and I'm running around and I'm seeing my customers and I'm on the phone, and at night and on the weekends, I like to be alone. Like, I want quiet. I want to be at home. I want to be with my family. I want to spend time with my son. I don't want to be running around to like tons of play dates and concerts and events and all sorts of things. Like, I need time to recharge. And I feel like that's something that is really hard for a lot of people who don't get it to get. So I think people who I've, been friends with or have started to befriend kind of maybe they don't get it, or they kind of get sick of my shit of me, not wanting to make plans or canceling plans. And I get that. Like, I can kind of maybe come across as like a flaky friend. It's not because I'm trying to be flaky or trying to be antisocial. It's that I need that in order to function. And I feel like that's not conducive to friendships. And now I do have a couple really close friends that unfortunately don't live near me, but we talk, here and there. I'm like a good low maintenance friend is what I like to say. We cannot talk for a few months, but when we do talk, it's like no time has passed. And when we do get together, it's like no time has passed. But it's really hard for me to be that kind of person that's calling up all her friends every single day just to like, talk shit and chat. I just don't have it in me. For that reason, I feel like it's also really hard for me to make new friends, because I don't have the energy or the bandwidth a lot of the times to put myself out there. And it's made having friends as an adult really hard. The other thing that no one talks about too is like, when you're in a couple, like you're married, it's really hard to find other couple friends where everyone synergizes and gets along and it's a match. Like, I've made like mom friends and we've gotten together with the husbands, and like, I just know like my husband is not vibing with these other husbands, so we're not going to be going out together. We're not going to be doing things as families. Like, it's just not the vibe. We have one couple that we are like this with, and I guess for that we are very lucky. They are old neighbors from our apartment. Sam and Asia, if you're watching, it's you. And we're just like a foursome where like we click really well. When we're all together, we have so much fun. I'm friends with the husband. She's friends with my husband. I'm friends with her. My husbands are friends. So that's a really special thing, but it's so rare. Like, let me know if you relate. Like, it's so hard to like find friends that you're compatible with and that your husband's compatible with the husband. I feel like I dumped. I feel like a weight has been lifted. I just dumped all that on you poor internet strangers who are like, girl, get a therapist, please. We're begging you. We don't want to hear you anymore. This sweater, by the way, if anyone's wondering where this sweater is from, I'm going to tell you where this sweater is from. The sweater I bought at JCPenney like 6 years ago, and it's still one of my favorite pieces of clothing, so don't knock JCPenney. I do have one best friend who is like my best friend in the entire world. I can tell this person anything. My secrets will go to the grave with this person, and that person is my mom. My mom is my world. My mom is like the best human being I've ever met in my entire life. And she's not perfect, and she's flawed, and she makes mistakes, but she's like my rock, and she's my person. And I remember when I was in high school, I'd always say, Mom, you're my best friend. And she'd be like, no, I'm your parent. I'm not your friend. And then finally when I graduated college, I was like, can we be friends now? And she was like, yeah. So ever since I graduated college, we've been best friends. And I don't know what I would do. Like sometimes I just cry thinking about one day her not being here, because I don't know how I could live my life without her in it, because she's my rock, and she's like the heartbeat in me. Like I know that sounds kind of corny, but like this woman like keeps me going, and I tell her everything. I tell her probably way too much, and she tells me too much. And I guess I should look at it like, if I have one person in my life like that, family member or not, I'm lucky and I'm blessed. So Mom, if you ever watch this, you mean so much to me. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my shit. Stop it, Marissa. My mom is just the best person. So love you, Mom. I guess to wrap up this shit show of a emotional thought dump video, being a mom is not enough for me, and I don't know what is enough for me, but I'm figuring it out. And I don't want to say that being a mom doesn't make me happy, because of course it does. My son is my life. I love him. I hope it's not coming across any other way, but it's just, for me, being a mom has never and will never be my personality, my identity, in my whole world. I guarantee there's at least one other person out there who watches this video who feels the same way as I do. And if you do, comment below. Let's be friends. Internet friends though, because I can't handle in-person friendships, because as I told you, I get very overstimulated and tired. Nothing else. I hope this video shows that I am willing to be vulnerable on the internet, and that yeah, you get to know me a little bit better in a weird way. Like I said, if you relate, if you have thoughts, opinions, comment them below. I would love to hear them. Even if they're not in agreement with me, even if you're judging me, like just lay it on. I can handle it, you know. Sometimes I do just need a good cry. So if someone could be a little mean to me, that would be great. Like, I've only gotten one mean comment so far, and it was a man yelling at me saying that I have vocal fry, which I don't think I have vocal fry, but maybe I do. I wasn't that mean. So it's like, if you want to make me cry, you're gonna have to try a lot harder than that, buddy. I am going to go start dinner, take my boots off, get comfortable, and maybe start editing this video. So thank you for watching if you watched the whole thing, and I will see you guys in another video. All right, bye.